Warcom, officially known as the United States Naval Special Warfare Command, oversees the Navy's elite special operations forces. We're talking about the SEAL teams and where they're stationed around the globe and the specific terrains they specialize in. We'll dive into the special vehicle delivery teams, the daredevils who handle all the underwater stealth ops, and the special boat teams, the speed demons running ops at sea. So, let's break down what it is to be part of these elite teams under the Navy's Warcom banner. Think of the Navy SEALs, and you might imagine elite warriors who jump out of planes and emerge from the water, all stealth-like. But it's more than just action movie stuff. These teams are part of a highly structured organization known as Naval Special Warfare Command. Every squad hones a different combat skill set, from executing precise strikes and surveillance to combating terror and engaging in guerrilla tactics. Navy SEALs are divided into two groups, each group with its own geographic focus. Naval Special Warfare Group 1, based in Coronado, California, oversees SEAL Teams 1, 3, 5, and 7, responsible for the Western Pacific, Middle East, Korea, and Western Pacific respectively. These teams are trained to operate in jungles, deserts, and urban areas. Naval Special Warfare Group 2, located in Little Creek, Virginia, commands SEAL Teams 2, 4, 8, and 10, tasked with operations in Northern Europe, South and Central America, and the Mediterranean and Southern Europe. These teams specialize in desert and urban environments, adapting to the specific challenges of their operational areas. Team 6, the ones who handle counterterrorism all over the globe, is a big name. And we'll get into their action-packed missions later. But when it comes to the rest of the teams, each one's got its own thing going on, with skills fine-tuned for all kinds of crazy environments. We're talking everything from dense jungles to freezing Arctic landscapes. These teams are prepped to handle it all, no matter where they're dropped. This setup lets them get totally dialed into the local terrain and culture, which makes every mission way more on point, being so locked into a region that moving through it feels like cruising around your own backyard. That's the whole deal with this geographic specialization. So let's talk about the heavy hitters, DEVGRU, better known as SEAL Team 6. These guys are the Navy's go-to squad for counterterrorism and special recon missions. Think of them as the Navy's answer to the Army's Delta Force. We're talking Tier 1 operators. SEAL Team 6 pulls from the best of the SEAL teams, and it's split into 4 line squadrons with about 50 operators in each. When it comes to high-stakes, ultra-classified missions, they're the ones getting the call. Now, here's a bit of their origin story. Back in 1980, there were only 2 SEAL teams, creatively named Team 1 and Team 2. To throw off Soviet intel, the Navy decided to name the new unit SEAL Team 6, just to keep everyone guessing. Fast forward to 1987, and Team 6 was rebranded as DEVGRU, though everyone still calls it SEAL Team 6. As for their mission profile, let's just say they're not here for the small stuff. They handle preemptive strikes, takedown, WMD threats, and go after high-value targets in the toughest corners of the world. It's dangerous, secretive, and exactly the kind of work they're built for. Getting into SEAL Team 6 is no walk in the park. Candidates go through some seriously intense training, physical, mental, and technical, to see if they've got the right stuff for the team. To even throw their hat in the ring, they need at least 5 years with a SEAL team or the Special Boat Service and must have done at least 2 deployments. They also have to meet a whole list of requirements: age, rank, clearance, fitness levels, you name it. And here's the kicker: only about 50% of those who try out actually make it through the selection. But even after selection, the real work begins. Candidates jump into 8-month training before officially joining. SEAL Team 6, or DEVGRU, is broken down into 6 color-coded squadrons. Black Squadron handles the intelligence, recon, and surveillance, while Gray Squadron runs transport, mobility, and QRF support. Then you've got red, blue, gold, and silver, which are the assault squads. These assault squads are supported by cryptologists, communication EOD techs, dog handlers, and sometimes even airmen from the Air Force's 24th Special Tactics Squadron. The Air Force's secret weapon is JSOC. If FORCON and RRC are trailblazers on land, SEAL delivery vehicle teams are the equivalent beneath the waves, tasked with clearing obstacles during amphibious assaults or performing reconnaissance missions before such operations commenced. Nestled in some of the most strategic locations, SDV teams are operated out of the Naval Special Warfare Centers that are hubs for underwater prowess. Back in the 1970s, the Navy had big plans for SDVs. These stealthy little underwater vehicles were supposed to be standard gear for every UDT and SEAL team out there, but it didn't take long to figure out that these subs were high maintenance, to say the least. Keeping the mission ready wasn't just a regular tune-up job. It took some serious know-how. Plus, the skills needed to pilot and navigate these things were way beyond what a standard operator could pull off. By 79, the light bulb went off, and the Navy decided to spin off an entire unit focused solely on running and maintaining the SDVs, making sure only the best were behind the controls. There are 2 SDV teams under the Naval Special Warfare Command, each with its own turf. SDV-1, Team 1, calls Naval Amphibious Base Coronado in California home, while SDV Team 2 is set up over the Naval Amphibious Base Little Creek in Virginia. The choice of these bases isn't random, it's all about geography. SDV teams are the silent shadows slipping beneath the waves. They're pros at sneaking in undetected, pulling off stealthy insertions and gathering intel right under the enemy's nose. And they're not just freediving. They're riding mini subs that seem like they're lifted straight out of a sci-fi. These electric subs let them glide up close to their targets without a peep. A must when you're conducting stealth missions. These squads navigate the depths in secrecy, undertake extensive scouting, ensuring comprehensive knowledge of a zone before any strategic moves or interventions. By the time they're done, they know every corner of the zone, giving them and their team the intel needed before any big moves go down. Next up, we've got the Special Boat Team's SBTs. If you thought high-speed chases were just Hollywood stuff, think again. SBTs are the Navy's answer to turbocharged, high-stakes amphibious ops. These teams bring serious speed and muscle, making them key players for getting SEALs in and out of hot zones fast or laying down fire support right from the water. These folks manning these boats are called Special Warfare Combatant-Craft Crewmen, or SWCCs for short. And they're about as elite as it gets. These guys run some of the most advanced surface craft around, handling coastal patrols, intercepting bad actors, and backing up special ops. Their primary mission is sneaking SEALs and other special ops forces in and out of places bigger vessels couldn't reach. And get this, they've got a trick that's pure SOF, the Maritime Combatant Craft Aerial Delivery System, meaning they can parachute drop their boats straight into action. Now that's next-level mobility. These teams are trained in navigation, communication, weapons handling, parachuting, first aid, and tactics to get SO missions done worldwide. SWCC teams have shown they can handle the full range of conflict, whether it's all-out combat or something a bit more low-key with serious control. They're out there, eyes on target, feeding real-time intel straight to decision-makers, giving them the kind of options that let them roll with whatever chaos comes their way around the globe. Naval Special Warfare has a small, powerful, and elite force of 600 active duty and 125 reserve SWCC operators. These operators support the worldwide operations of active duty SEALs. SWCC training is no joke. It's 22 weeks of seriously tough mental and physical work. By the time they wrap up, these trainees will have navigated 3,200 nautical miles on the water, with 900 of those in the pitch dark. They'll have blasted through an impressive 170,000 rounds of ammo, swam a whopping 100 miles, pounded the pavement for 400 miles, and cranked out a crazy 20,000 push-ups. It's a serious test of endurance and skill. And that's a wrap on the Navy's elite units. If you're curious to check out the top squads of the Marine Corps or Army, just hit that I button.